What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be talking about how you're not lazy, you're just frying your brain. And the reason why I'm making this video is because there's so many guys out there that are trying so hard to improve themselves, but they don't realize that a lot of self-improvement has to do with subtraction, not addition. Everybody's obsessed with what can I add into my routine? What can I add into my life that's going to give me that next level confidence, that next level productivity? But the truth is, I work with tons of clients that come to me and they say, I just don't know why I'm not motivated. I don't understand why I'm not productive, why I'm not working harder. I know what I need to be doing. I look at them and I say, dude, you're not even following the workout program that I've given you. You're not even following the nutrition plan that I've given you. You're not even doing the basics. Oh, just give me the one thing that I need to do, the magic pill, the silver bullet that's going to fix my procrastination and make me extremely productive. How do you not realize this? The problem is the fact that you aren't even doing the most basic things. You need to start with the fundamentals and then work your way up. So here's what I need you to understand. Neuroscientists have found that action breeds motivation. I'm going to say that again, and I really want you to pay attention to it. Action breeds motivation. What this means is that you need to act first, not the other way around. You see, most people sit around waiting for motivation. Oh, I didn't do that today because I wasn't motivated. Oh, I'm going to do that later because I'm not motivated right now. When are you going to realize that doing the actual work is what brings the motivation? What comes first? What am I always saying about momentum to you guys? Once you build up some momentum, put some energy in the right direction, it starts to become easier as time goes on. You start to feel like you're getting into a flow state, and soon you have motivation to continue pushing forward because you've done all of these little actionable steps that are actually building up your motivation from the ground up. All right, number two, what is keeping you from doing the actions that you need to do and from building up momentum? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's frying your brain with distractions. The instant dopamine that you are collecting on a regular basis is destroying you. Do you remember how back when you were a kid, you didn't have a phone, you didn't have an iPad, you didn't have video games? Back when you were a kid, you wanted to be something. You had aspirations for your life. You wanted to be an astronaut. You wanted to be a firefighter. You wanted to be a policeman. You had so many dreams for your life, and now you're just empty, constantly consuming the next thing, distracting yourself. Well, here's the deal. Boredom is the key because it unlocks the imagination. And what happens when you unlock the imagination? It shows you what you could become. It shows you your true potential. Now, why don't we like it? Why don't we like to see our true potential? Why do so many people run away from it? Why do they hide from it? Why do they distract themselves from it? Well, the truth is that the burden of our own potential is an extremely heavy one to bear, especially as men. We love distractions and we love escapism because it allows us to avoid the burden of our responsibility. What we know that we could be if we actually put in the work, if we actually built up the momentum. See, if you were to go back in time to me 5 years ago, and you were to tell me that, hey, 5 years from now, you're going to be running 2 7-figure businesses. You're going to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. You're going to have 500,000 followers on Instagram. You're going to be reaching millions and millions of people, inspiring people every single day, doing what you love and changing people's lives. I would have been so incredibly flustered. The burden of having that potential resting on your shoulders, knowing I could be so great if I just put the work in, that is a tough, heavy burden to bear. And I felt this exact burden when I quit my full-time job to start building my businesses and building my social media. There was so much potential and I could see it. It was overbearing. And oftentimes what happens to people is it leads to paralysis. They don't know what to do next. They say, I don't know what to work on. Where should I put my time? Once you take away the distractions and you're left in that pit of boredom and you have the weight of your future potential resting on your shoulders, it's too much for most people. That's why they can't take it. That's why they stay stuck. That's why they settle for a mediocre life. That's why they never come close to achieving their potential. They say, nope, I'm going to try to escape. I'm going to go smoke the weed. I'm going to do the drugs. I'm going to go out drinking. I'm going to avoid my responsibilities. I'm not going to go into the gym. I'm not going to pay attention to my nutrition. I'm going to throw everything under the bus and I'm going to fry my brain with porn, with video games, with TV. I am going to run away from what God has called me to do. Think about the story of Noah, a prophet called to go to Nineveh, one of the most wretched cities in the world. And Noah didn't want to go. So he tried time and time and again to escape from his own potential. He was terrified by his own potential. God told him, you will bring the most wretched city on earth to their knees in repentance. And they will glorify me. And Noah was terrified by that. He tried to run as far as he possibly could. He tried to run away as far as he possibly could. Got on a boat to Tarshish, across the world. And yet God still found him. God still showed him the path and forced him to live up to his potential. You are in a constant state of trying to escape. It is time for you to turn, to accept the boredom, to accept your potential and accept your purpose. To stop complaining about loneliness, to stop complaining that your life has no meaning when that meaning has been in front of you your entire life. Go help others. Go build. You were made in the image of God to work hard. Go do that. Take advantage of the talents that you have been given and capitalize on them. All right? Now, all of this goes to show why the dopamine detox has become so incredibly important. A dopamine detox resets you. It's actually become a trend on transatlantic flights for men to raw dog it and not have any sort of distractions. No listening to music, no watching movies, just sitting in an uncomfortable environment on a plane surrounded by people with no sources of cheap dopamine. And what happens after people do this? Well, they realize that life becomes more colorful. Life all of a sudden becomes more enjoyable. You almost feel like you're a kid again. You start to notice that your imagination comes back and you start to see the potential of what you could become through the fog. So realize, this is what you need to do. First, start with subtraction. Take away the things that are bringing you down. Take away the things that are easy sources of dopamine. And then implement action with the little things and build on them. Action, once again, leads to motivation. And when the heavy weight of your potential weighs down on you, instead of escaping, instead of bailing out from under the bar, learn to squat it for reps. Learn to own that weight. Don't let yourself escape. Trap yourself under it. Lock yourself in. Put your back up against the corner. Don't let yourself weasel your way out. When you get good at this, you will blow straight past all of the competition. And some of you guys aren't motivated by doing better than others. I'm not ashamed to admit that I am. I like performing better than other people. I like it. I like beating other people. I think competition is super, super cool. Comparison is the thief of joy when you're not putting any work in. Go out there and try. This is what you're supposed to do as a man. You're supposed to work. You're supposed to take pride in your work. You're supposed to do it for the glory of God. You're missing out on everything that it means to be a man if you are constantly trying to escape. Watch yourself blow past everybody that's not trying. And watch people look at you and think, oh my gosh, dude, you were just born for this, man. You always had it in you. I knew that you always had it in you, bro. You always had good genetics. You could always talk super good. You could always do all of these things. And they'll completely ignore all of the work that you've put in. Because once again, they are now looking in the mirror and seeing that they have avoided the burden of their own potential. And so they will reflect that on your life and say, oh, you're just more talented than me. You were just born in a better family than me. They'll start to make those excuses. They will start to cope. Once you realize you were never lazy. I used to think I was. I used to think that I just always wanted to escape. I thought that I was a lazy guy. But you're not actually lazy. In fact, you were just frying your brain and you were trying to escape your reality instead of accepting it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys got something out of this video. Make sure to drop a like down below. Drop a singular thumbs up in the comment section if you watched all the way through to the end of this video, because if you did, you got an attention span of steel, my friend. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.